Capoeirista and the Capoeira player. The first learns, the second trains. One loves, the other likes. The Capoeirista weaves the consciousness of being human into their life and love for freedom with responsibility. The Capoeirista fights, hits, takes a beating, sweats, but soon rests and, tired of the struggle, retires, gives up. The Capoeirista is eternal. The Capoeira player is fleeting. The Capoeirista suffers from injustice, has feelings. The Capoeira player, superficial, does not realize that the essence of life is reciprocal goodness. The Capoeirista is weak, fragile, resistant, eternal. The Capoeira player is strong, almost invincible, ephemeral, transient. The Capoeira player fights for years to learn the lesson. The Capoeirista learns the lesson and fights for others, their comrades, to follow the path. One is chosen through recognition from the community and their disciples. The other, through the fear of enemies and admirers. The first is wiser, reflects. The second is intelligent, thinks. One is intuitive, the other instinctive. The Capoeira player hits, attacks, wounds. The Capoeirista defends, dodges, resists. The Capoeira player is confined to a pattern. The Capoeirista is free to create. Creativity belongs to one, automatism to the other. One learns from the outside in, passing through life. The other from the inside out, living. The first is guided by the spirit, the second by the body. Their tendencies are similar, their purposes antagonistic. It's the subtle difference, from the beautiful to the rough, from tears to sweat, from emotion to levity. The Capoeirista carries the commitment of 400 years of history, soaked in pain, suffering, and the desire to triumph. The Capoeira player, only of their training time, inspired by anarchism and vain dictatorship. History calls for reflection, training for pulsation. One feels with the heart, with the soul. The other feels with the pulse, with the veins. One will be a master. The other will be a red, white, or black cord. Who knows? The first will be a man, the second a fighter. One will master the wisdom of life with their actions and thoughts. The other will live by physical strength with the vitality of their muscles. The mind is eternal, the body temporary. Man must grow, not swell. The Capoeirista seeks to learn from the lessons of life, the eternal university. The Capoeira player needs discipline to assert themselves. The first is melancholic, profound, circumspect. The second is cheerful, confident, caustic. The Capoeirista is a poet, a philosopher. The Capoeira player is just a Capoeira player. One needs faith in God, the other needs the encouragement of the audience. One is subjective, transcendent. The other is objective, ambiguous. In one, the eagerness to learn more and more blossoms their days. In the other, the desire to be the best consumes their life. To one, the mastery of life is destined through love and self-donation to others. For those who are alive produce life. The other is given to the weariness of living from the fatigue of life in eternal indifference. The Capoeirista follows the stars and flies. The Capoeira player, in their own steps, and if they falter may stumble. In the face of the first shines the strength of Zumbi, the determination of Bimba, and the hope of Pastinha. In the face of the other, their own reflection shines dimly. One sees the light of life and smiles. The other only sees their own shadow, prolonged on the ground, and stern and proud of the little they see. Sarcastic, smiles. One faces the sun, the other remains facing away. But one day, they both may become one. First, in the expectation of flowing the desire to learn, of the Capoeira player, and of great value, which is the characteristic of a master, that deep desire, the wisdom to teach. One day, the two will be one, and there will only be Capoeiristas. Mestre Adelmo.